Hey everybody, it's WaleWhale and welcome to another video. It's been a while since I've revealed my voice. Said anything. This video is gonna be a little different. I want to reveal to you my plans for 2024, and the reason I'm doing this is so that I can compare myself or ensure that I fulfill these. Because if I don't, well, I've basically screwed you guys over. It's kind of like, what's the point of doing this if you already... Oh my gosh, I just got distracted by a scout. I want to go through over a list that I have. We actually made this during our class. We had this activity where we would list down 20 resolutions, and hopefully we can fulfill them by the end of 2024. Or even our semester, actually. So I'm making this video to ensure that I actually do them. So first thing I want to go over, I will have a morning routine. By the way, don't be surprised if all of them start with I will, because that's what it says on my list. We were supposed to put I will. So the expectations are kind of high when you put it that way. Oh, sorry, I struggle by speaking while I'm talking, so hopefully I can do it by the end of this video. So yeah, morning routine. You know, it's really important to have a morning routine. It doesn't really matter what you're gonna do for the day. Just having the thought of having that morning routine is very important. So yeah, I guess that's self-explanatory. Another thing that's self-explanatory is becoming more responsible. It's a good all-around skill. I guess that it is technically flexible. So jumping there for no reason. Next, I will finish reading at least 2 books. So what I have actually, I have 2 books on my place, and I really want to finish them. One is for kids, I guess. It's kind of like a Dork Diaries book. It's but from Max Crumbly. The second one, it's called Arrogant. It's basically New York's #1 bestseller, and I got that book from my aunt. So I'm kind of nervous, but no, I'm really excited because I specifically chose that book because it was an adventure book, you know. So that's why I went for that. The next one is I will be more critical when it comes to decision making. Another obvious one, but for good reason. Next, I will improve on my hobbies. So fun fact, the hobby I'm working on is HTML. I don't want to say it's coding necessarily, because right now I'm going to be focusing on HTML and CSS. I recently just finished HTML, and I'm going to be working on CSS, but I still need to master HTML. Next, I will find time for everything unless there are assignments. Fun fact, I actually have some assignments I need to work on, but I have like 30 minutes I have 30 minutes left before I start working on them, because I'll probably like spend 30 or 15 minutes or 30 or an hour, 30 minutes or 1 hour on assignments, I guess, essentially. I will not stick to bad habits. I really want to make sure that my everything's balanced in a way, if it makes sense, because you know, study, work, study YouTube. It's hard, but hopefully I can have that work ethic where it can all just work out in the end, you know. You have to have self-control in all of this. Speaking of which, I will have self-control, so that makes sense. I will be more organized. I've said this before in one of my speeches last year, but I kind of said something like this. If you have self-control, if you become more organized, it reduces the time. You don't have to constantly spend so much time finding for the things you need, because they're already there, so you don't have to go through so much trouble. I think that makes sense. Oh, I will spend as much time with my family when possible. That's self-explanatory as well. I will master, or at least focus more. Like I said, that's self-explanatory. Nice. Anyway, I will budget. This is gonna be one of the more interesting tasks I have for this coming semester, because I'm gonna grow up, and you know, sometimes you gotta budget, and then eventually you don't have to anymore. Nice force. I'm kinda struggling because I have to look through my script, quote-unquote script actually, and then my game, because I really don't like dying. I will have a task list for my assignments and things to do. This is probably going to be one of the harder things, because there are so many things you need to consider. Sometimes I'll feel like I don't have time to do this, but at the same time I'm playing video games. There's a spy right there. If I ever had the TF2 wish list, it would be for me to constantly strafe, because I kind of do it like this and not more like this. I will focus on my sleep whenever I can. So we all know that sleeping is an issue, especially when you sleep for what, 6 hours or 9 hours. It's gonna be an issue. You don't want to sleep for too little or too long. So having that exact amount of sleep is gonna be so perfect. I will be more honest to myself. I really didn't know what this meant, but it makes sense in a way. It just makes sense, but you don't understand it. Being more honest to yourself. By the way, I wrote this, so it just feels satisfying if you achieve this. I will interact and socialize as much as I can compared to last year. I was terrible at interacting with people. I didn't even know how that worked. It almost feels like as if life didn't want. I was meant to have this disadvantage. Terrible at talking to people. Terrible at socializing. I don't remember talking much, I guess. So the only highlights I have are the only times I've ever talked, necessarily speaking. Oh no. Next, I will control my anger and let it out privately, or let it out probably in that matter. So, you know how YouTubers just cover that one thing between themselves behind the scenes, right? Well, obviously I'm one of those. So every time I would record a TF2 video and things don't go well, I'll stop the recording and I'll just quit the next game until I get a good one, which is really long, because you have to be really good, and you have to hope that they're better than that. Oh no. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on, I need to pause my recording and see what. Sorry. As I was saying, you have to. I have to hope that they're worse than me, and I'm better than them. I guess kind of that sort of mentality. I wouldn't understand. I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Next thing, I will do things in my own pace. So just like what I said about the organizing thing, this one is really key for my in my case. So think of it as like Luka Doncic. In basketball, or in the world of basketball, it heavily favors people who are fast and slow. Or I mean, and doesn't favor people who are slow. I would know because from my experience, everyone that I've known who plays basketball, I just go really fast. They shoot the ball, and when they miss it, they instantly run. I don't blame them, but I just want to point out that what I noticed. Like I said, Luka Doncic, right? He plays at a slow pace, and that's interesting because you never saw a guy like him for so long. Everyone just runs fast. It's kind of like Kyrie Irving, and it's ironic because they're both on the same team, right? And then you see how Luka plays compared to Kyrie, and it is so different. But at the same time, he questionably manages to average like 30 points a game, probably 30 plus a game. Okay, the last one. I will be a better example to the people around me. I guess that's self-explanatory. You know, you want to be a better role model to people, and so you're indirectly inspiring people to be like you. So in order to do that, I have to fulfill those 19 other tasks-ish. So before I end the video, there are actually 2 more things I wanted to fulfill. So the first one I wanted to add was avoiding as much filler words as possible. You know, I feel like that's pretty obvious because, like I said, you don't wanna say words like what, yet, but so. Damn it. I think that's pretty straightforward. So yeah. Next thing I want to say, next thing I want to sound original in my videos, just like this one. So, as you've noticed throughout my videos, I feel weird. I sound weird. Yeah, probably because of that YouTube voice. So, you know, I'll probably once I get enough practice, I'll probably get the jig of it, you know. And I guess improve other things in video, so probably my editing. There's a spy right there. Pretty straightforward yet again. You've got to be kidding me. So yeah, I think that's all of the things I want to cover. I'm really excited to, you know, fulfill them. I mean, obviously you need a lot of hard work, and I need to find that work ethic that I've been looking for a while now. But you know, I really have no idea when my strat's gonna be coming into this because, you know, there's a lot more things to consider. It's gonna be harder than I expect, actually. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is that when you compile these small advantages, they're gonna turn to a big advantage, and especially in your life. So that's why I'm really excited about that. So in a few years, I'll come back to this video, and hopefully I could fulfill them. I'm probably gonna make a video in a couple of months. Say, in order just to reflect to the things that I did and didn't do. So yeah. And anyway, I think that's gonna be about a good day. And if you have your New Year's resolutions, hopefully you can fulfill them, because you know, you can't just constantly say that you have resolutions, but then the second the year starts, you just automatically fail them. Well, I mean, there is second chances, but you know, just sincerely do them. See ya.